How's it going, everyone? I'm back for another prediction video. Last time we went 10-6, so we absolutely reversed our week 1 predictions. I got my lock of the week right, barely. I thought I was already gonna lose the survival pick'em league I'm in, but the Giants came back and won against the Cardinals, so that's great. So I got some picks for you guys, but before we get into that, Nick Chubb. Obviously, that was a terrible injury. I want to recognize that. Heal up, because guys, that is not a good injury. I had an injury like that, but in my 2 fingers here, so they went the exact same way. And just like Nick Chubb's, it didn't stay like that, but mine went it looked like that during football as well, and that was a brutal injury that I sustained 10 months ago. It's a finger injury. It's not as brutal as a knee. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. And it killed. It was painful. But 10 months later, it is still hurting me. And that's how it's going to be for him. He's a professional athlete. And some of you guys with not as much insight in that type of injury, where you tear the ligaments literally probably off the bone, is what it looked like. It's not fun recovery. You cannot use, I have no strength in these 2 fingers anymore. I don't know if that's from lack of therapy. He's also a football player. He's going to get the best therapy possible, but he needs it. He's an NFL player, and it sucks because he's never going to get back to that. But that's not what this video is about. I just wanted to recognize that, and prayers up to Nick Chubb, and especially the people who drafted him in fantasy. That's brutal. Luckily, I didn't this year, but I have done it every year except for this year. So, and again, Saquon Barkley got lucky. I drafted him. He might play this week, but let's get onto speaking of him and the Giants, let's get on to that. I have the Giants losing 13-23 on Thursday night. I do believe that the 49ers defense is just that good to only let up 13 points. The Giants barely beat the Cardinals. It was a very good comeback, but they're looking pretty inconsistent right now. They definitely did not deserve that win. Now, Saquon plays, Saquon doesn't play. Does not matter to me. I still think that the Giants will get exactly the same amount of points, 13, whether he plays or doesn't. Now, apparently he might, which is crazy, but no. Let's go 49ers on that one. On to the Titans versus the Browns. Again, I talked about Nick Chubb already in the beginning. I'm not going to do it again. I still think they'll pull the win out against the Titans. What was their running back? Was Ford, I believe his name was. Listen, I know these players' names, then I blank when I make videos. It's just in general when I talk. The knowledge is here, I just can't express it. But I do think that they'll pick up a win. Deshaun's pick 6 was not even his fault. He got rocked that game by the Steelers. The Steelers' defense is much better than the Titans. 24-17 victory is what I think will happen. Titans, Tannehill's unpredictable. I don't think he's going to have a good game, especially against that Browns defense. A lot of pressures, for sure. That D-line of the Browns will be able to compete and beat the O-line. Sack Tannehill a couple times, make him throw 2 picks probably. And yeah, that's really it with that one. It's pretty cut and dry for me. We got the Falcons versus the Lions. I was iffy with this pick, but after finding out that C.J. Gardner-Johnson might miss the whole season, listen, I actually hate the Lions so much. They're my least favorite team, but I will never wish an injury on a player. Even a player I don't like, especially on a team I don't like. My least favorite player on my least favorite team. Now, he's not my least favorite player in the league. It's just my least favorite player in the Lions. Doesn't matter. Prayers up to him. I hope he heals up, right? This is a game. This is a sport. It's their jobs. Nobody wants to be hurt, man. We got a short life to live, and suffering for a couple months is not fun. Too bad for them, though, because I think I'm going to pick the Falcons to win. Start 3-0. Now, it's not going to be a pretty game from either team, but the Lions are just not going to have the grit to get it done. I think that I'm being super specific here. The Falcons will be up 28-20 after the Lions score a touchdown. So they'll be up 28. Falcons will be up 28. Yeah, 28-20. Correct. Then the Lions will go for a 2-point conversion when they score. They'll make it 28-26, and they'll miss the 2-point conversion with the dying seconds, and the Falcons will win. That's what I'm predicting. Crazy. Call me crazy, but Falcons starting 3-0. All right, next we've got the Saints versus the Packers. Initially, preseason, even pre-week 2, I had the Saints already picked. I expected the Packers to lose this game. The Saints outmatch us. But now you take the Saints run game and you really deplete it because Williams is not playing, probably. And we probably got Aaron Jones and Christian Watson back. So our full team back, basically full team healthy. Of course, everyone has injuries, right? That's just how football works, unfortunately. We outmatched the Saints because they don't have running. What are they going to do? They're going to rely on their passing. Now, our Quay Walker and Jar Alexander did not. They should have had 2 picks last week, 2 more picks. Would have won that game against the Falcons easily. Those mistakes won't happen again. Those 2 are elite players. I don't see those mistakes happening this whole season. It just happened to come in the same game against the Falcons. Early season, it's all good. I was going to pick us to demolish the Saints this week, but I don't think so. I think the Saints are still a really good football team. So to be fair, I'm going to make it 27-24, game-winning field goal from the Packers. In our home opener, I believe. Did we play in Falcons? Did we play in Mercedes-Benz Stadium? Is that the Saints one or the Falcons? I don't know. But did we play in the Falcons? I think, yeah, this is our home. Yeah, this is definitely our home opener. No. Dude, did we play in Chicago? I'm done. Whatever. Doesn't matter. 27-24, game-winning field goal. We just match up good against them because they're going to rely on their pass, and we're going to be there. But hopefully Chris Olave still pops off. He's like one of my best players on my $100 buy-in league for fantasy football, so I'm going to need that. But yeah, let's move on. Next, we have the Broncos versus the Dolphins. I think this is going to be a closer game than people expect. I've got it being 21-20 for the Dolphins. The defense will look a little bit better from the Broncos compared to that debacle against the Commanders offense, which I did not expect them to get scored 35 points on. But expect the unexpected, man. Like, nobody's ever going to predict perfect in this. It's hard. It is difficult. But I do think this is going to be not a competitive game. Like, I think it's going to be close in score. But I think it's going to be like Dolphins are controlling the whole game. Like, you can see just because the score is close, Dolphins still going to maintain that tempo, take down the Broncos. Probably like a garbage time touchdown for the Broncos, but it's not going to be enough. And you might be thinking, why would I have them have 20? Well, let's say it's 21-13. They score a touchdown. 21-14. They score a touchdown. They try and go for like a 2-point conversion to win or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that won't be right, but let's move on here. On here, we got the 2-0-2 teams who are the 2 teams that are surprising me that are 0-2, along with the Patriots. But the Chargers versus the Vikings. 34-33 shootout offensively. That's the score prediction. I think Kirk Cousins is going to shine like he did last week, but finally get the W that he deserves because he's been playing very good this season. The whole entire Vikings offense has been playing pretty good. It's just the defense. Probably the worst defense in the league. But I think despite giving up 33, they're going to find a way, I don't think the Chargers are in a good spot right now after losing this week. They're going to fire their coach at the end of the year or in the middle of the year. I just feel it. I feel like he's going to be the first coach to be fired regardless. I'll make a bet on that. I swear I would. But yeah, let's see if Jordan Addison can pop another touchdown. I think 3 receivers, if not 4 receivers, will get touchdowns. I think Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, KJ Osborne, and Addison will all get touchdowns this game. I think that the Vikings could have 4 or 5 touchdowns for sure. But yeah, let's move on to the next pick. Next up, we got a fun divisional matchup, the Patriots versus the Jets. I think this is going to be a division. No, it's definitely a divisional game. It's going to be a defensive matchup, 17-14. Another game-winning field goal. This is going to be the week of game-winning field goals. Week 3, 3 points makes sense, right? The Jets are in shambles right now. I mean, Packers fan, always got respect for Rodgers, and the ones who are like celebrating when he got injured, that's not us. That's not the true fans. That's the fans that want to get drunk at bars, sit at bars, and get drunk and get stupid when their tabs will be covered if the Jets lose. First of all, why? Why are we even making that a promotion? I'm so happy the Jets beat the crap out of the Bills with that play. Call it a block and foul, or that week 1 game, the block that wasn't allowed. I don't care. All those drunk people, those drunk idiots who cheered when Rodgers went down. Yeah, I'm calling my own fans idiots because they are. All those dumbasses. Have fun paying those big tabs. You get drunk and make stupid decisions. It makes me hate that type of fan base. I feel like the Packers fans in Canada we're cool. Now, I'm not saying all American Packers fans because it's most of them. Just the ones in that bar that night. Just picking at that selective group. And if you're somehow one of those people watching this video, you got what you deserve. I hope you enjoyed that $100 tab from the bar. Anyways, I just ranted, but all that aside, Patriots winning, Jets go 1-2. I just think the Patriots deserve it. Like, they should not be 0-2 right now. They've been playing like a 2-0 team, but this is the week. They're going to get it done. Next up, we got the Commanders versus the Bills in Washington. I'm going to say 20-10 for this one. Bills defense will show up yet again and only allow 10 points yet again. Commanders defense will also show up, but not their offense. It's not going to be a close one. Commanders are the worst 2-0 team, in my opinion, by far. They beat the Broncos and who? The Cardinals? Like, seriously? 2 of the worst teams in the league. They're getting smacked by the Bills. I would have made this my lock of the week, but you never know. Bills are inconsistent, so we're going to go with no on that one, but Bills still going to get the W. Next up, we got another divisional matchup here. We got the Texans versus the Jaguars. Texans defense is looking brutal. That offense is shaping out a little bit. I think they're only going to lose by 9 this week, 33-24 score. Trevor Lawrence is about to go off this week for sure. Calvin Ridley hopefully can get some more volume. He looked really good in week 1, but week 2, not the best. But Texans is the offense is again shaping out. Hopefully Nico Collins. I don't know. I picked him up in a lot of my leagues for fantasy football. Hopefully he can get some more volume this week, just for my personal preference. But regardless, this offense can be something in the future, for sure. But now they got to work on that defense. It's a stepping stone process, or I don't even know what I'm talking about, but it's a process. It's an uphill battle, if you will. Moving on. Next up, we've got our last 1 p.m. game of the week, the Colts versus the Ravens. I don't think Anthony Richardson's going to return to the lineup this week. We got Gardner Minshew, which he's a good option for a backup. But it's not going to be enough, especially against this Ravens defense. If it was against any other team with a worse defense than the Ravens, I might consider it being a closer game. But I got 31-17, 2-touchdown game. Ravens offense should explode against this Colts defense, which is, I would consider mid, if not a little worse than that. I just need Lamar Jackson to go crazy and prove y'all that he's still that guy. Now, am I saying that because he's my quarterback in my $100 fantasy league? Absolutely. No other purpose. But let's pretend it's for a purpose otherwise than that. But all jokes aside, I still think that they're going to go off whether he was my QB or not. Let's move on to the 4 o'clock games. The first 4 o'clock game, we've got the Panthers versus the Seahawks. Panthers were close last week. 3 points difference, right? Monday night, sorry. But it ain't going to be close this time. We got a 30-20 game is what I'm predicting. Seahawks look great against the Lions. Massive amounts of injuries, like 5, still come out on top. That is a good football team. Week 1 was a little shaky, but week 1's always shaky. And the Rams look good. So, honestly, Seahawks could be good, man. I can't lie. Like, I always like the to trash on them for fun because one of my friends is a Seahawks fan. But I can't trash on them no more. But I can with the Panthers. Bryce Young, I mean, he's a rookie. What can I say? That's all I'm going to say. Moving on to the 425 games. Right now we got the Bears and the Chiefs. I tried to do the Bears right last week and pick them. God, was that a bad choice. Not going to make that choice again. 31-16 final score, 15-point difference. Chiefs are looking like a defensive team this season. It's going to be not a very fun game to watch, especially for Bears fans, let me tell you that much. I'm going to rant again. Why in the world did Bears fans and people in general think that the Bears were going to finish better than the Packers this season, possibly win the division? Those are the type of people that truly know like this much about football. Just don't make ridiculous claims because this is just an embarrassing start to a season for y'all. Like Justin Fields, the play calling, just everything's crap. Get it together. Poverty of a franchise, that's for sure. Chiefs are going to get this done easily. Now, it's not my lock of the week, but it very well could be. For the last 425 game this week, we got the Cowboys versus the Cardinals. My lock of the week yet again against the Cardinals. This is going to be a blowout. I didn't really predict the last lock to be a blowout, but I think that this one will. 2-0 on locks. I'm sure I'm going to go 3-0. There's, in my mind, genuinely no chance that the Cowboys can choke this game. To me, it's like NFL versus CFL. If you're Canadian, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Canadian Football League. I think it's going to be like that. Like, it's 3 field goals, luckily. Like, hey, I'm going to say something right now. If you need a kicker in fantasy, get Matt Prater, because I think he's going to be kicking a lot of field goals. I don't think they're going to reach the end zone this week. Josh Dobbs looked a little bit better. Not a little bit, a lot better than week 1. That was a very good run-in, if you guys saw what I'm talking about. Then just fell quiet in the second half. You can't have that. NFL starters, you got to have a complete game. Now, it's not all his fault, but a majority of it is. Let's move on to the third and last game, the Sunday nighter. Next up, we got the Sunday night game. Yep, the Steelers and the Raiders. I think it's going to be a defensive game. Steelers D-line's better. The O-lines are both kind of, iffy. But this is the most flip-floppy I've been on a game this week, but I'm definitely going to take the Steelers here. I don't like that hit last week against Nick Chubb, but listen, don't go for someone's knees. Go for the leg tackles. It looks so bad if you guys saw that game. And I can't get it off my mind that. That's my pet peeve, though, like those types of injuries, just like where you could see the bone going out like that. Just, ooh, man, it hurts my eyes for sure. Steelers are going to get it done, though. They looked okay last game. The defense looked great, and the defense is going to look great again. They're going to get at Jimmy G, and I don't think the Raiders are going to have enough to get this game. And they looked really bad last week, I'll tell you that much. Move on to the Monday Nighters. The first Monday night game, I have the Eagles beating the Buccaneers. I'm not actually shocked that the Bucs started off 2-0. I've been hyping them up more than a lot of other people that I've heard of. And they get the hype that they deserve. But can Baker Mayfield be consistent this season? I don't think it matters this game. I think the Eagles are too powerful. The defense, not as good as I thought they would be, but that offense is still pretty good. 24-21. I think it'd be a close game for sure. No game-winning field goal this time. Sorry, guys, but I think the Eagles would get it done and go 3-0. Jalen Hurts needs to look better. That is for certain if they want to keep winning like this. But this Eagles team is not looking as dominant as they did last season. But yet again, still think they're going to get this win pulled out. And for the last game of the week, I've got the Rams against the Bengals. Super Bowl 55 rematch, 56. I don't know, man. It's just a Super Bowl matchup, and this time the result's going to be different. I think the Bengals are going to get it done this time. The revenge is there. I think it's going to be closer than people think. I've got a 24-23 for the Bengals. Stafford's going to miss key red zone opportunities, which is going to result in 3 field goals for the Rams. Is Puka going to be as good this week? Hopefully. because that looks cool. It's a good story. But I think the Bengals are going to get redemption. There's no way they start 0-3. Actually, I can't say that because I truly believe that they could. Not going to be shocked if the Rams upset them. But you know what? Don't matter. And then with that being said, I hope that everybody enjoyed. And hopefully your team does well this week. I say that every week. Hopefully no injuries happen. We hate injuries. Best of luck to all your teams. And man, my Packers better get that W. We need it. Because then we're going to beat the Lions in week 4. Do we face them in week 4? I don't know. Do we? Let's take a look. I think we do. Yeah, we do. Thursday night. Oh, perfect. Oh, I got to test that day. In the afternoon, though. Anyways, enjoy your night, day, afternoon. Don't matter.